appreciation the same as empathy? Is appreciating the same as empathizing? I got that question in an audience, and it came out of our dialogue, which is very common sage presence technique. We appreciate our audience to feel good. And when we're appreciating, it creates this grateful state. We seem confident, but also warm. It's a really important thing for presenters. It's useful in meetings. It's useful in a Zoom conversation. It's useful in a lot of places. And we were speaking to that. And the audience question was, is that the same as empathy? And it's really interesting. It's kind of one of those square rectangle things. Appreciation and empathy may be similar, but they're not exactly the same. And when you're appreciating, you might be empathizing, but I think empathy isn't always appreciation. So let me explain the difference between the two so that you can understand how you can actively bring the safety, the security, the positive energy to your presentations, Zoom meetings, and conversations and negotiations without confusing it with the idea of empathy. So empathy is essentially feeling what the other person is feeling. So think about a time when somebody was really frustrated. Their boss did something, your spouse comes home and really mad and frustrated about, I can't believe they did this. When you empathize with that spouse, you may have appreciation, you're caring, you're interested in what they say, but you join them in their anger. You get mad with them. So it might be something like, oh, wow, I can't believe it. What kind of a boss would do that, right? So I'm going to join them where they are. If something bad happened to someone where they were hurt or injured or lost someone or something sad happened, empathy means I'm going to feel sad with them. I'm joining them in their sadness. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I'm going to try to feel their pain. So in empathy, the other person is leading the flavor of the empathy. We don't really call celebration empathy, but it is. Technically, if something great happens and somebody got a promotion, you're empathizing when you celebrate with someone. So empathy is always following the other person. Appreciating is actually leading the other person and yourself. It is deciding what the right feeling is to create a positive space in a presentation or conversation, and it's leading the way there. So you're pulling the other person to where you are. Empathy usually is very appreciative. Empathizing is appreciating and caring about the other person, but the source of where you're going is different. In empathy, I'm trying to meet you where you are. And in doing so, you'll feel, assuming I can get to a genuine sharing of your feelings, you'll suddenly not be alone. That's the goal of empathy. You're not alone in your frustration. You're not alone in your sadness. And I'm here to join you in it. And that's how I help you. In appreciating, I'm taking you to a good place that I'm at. And in the process, I feel wonderful. I feel warm and confident and grateful because I'm appreciating you and I'm appreciating the subject and I'm appreciating the opportunity to share with you. I'm even appreciating my own nerves if I get a little nervous, as I do as a speaker. So appreciating is leadership, emotional leadership. Empathy is joining the other person in support of them. And that's the difference between the two. Both, by the way, I think are pretty positive and very good. The one I rely on as a speaker, presenter, and communicator is appreciating.